and welcome to this week's Slim's Fantasy Football Recap. Let's go over some things real quick. Let's go over the standings. So, first in the East, tied with Big Black Coffee, we got the Mass Nuggets. Drafting J.K. Downs first round, kind of paying off a little bit. Big Black Coffee took a hard L last week. Taking his first loss of the season, but we're still looking good. Following up with that, we got the Long Cons and the Clout Gurus, bro. The Clout Gurus with their first time having a positive record in the Fantasy Football League. And then leading up on the back, we got the Teriyaki Boys, that took a crushing defeat, and the Wilsons, and then we got these two guys down here, not the best. So let's see. In the West, we got the UGF Pandas, the Heralds. The two titans of the league right there. The Heralds took their first loss of the season. We're still looking good, though. Following that up, we got Miami Bag Chasers, the only other team with a positive record in the West. And then, we got Diggs that blew down the B, blah, blah, blah. And then the Rumplemits, Rare Bean, and Bucker, I barely know her. The standings, they're right there. We're having a good time this year. Recap of last week. UGF Pandas and the Heralds fought it out for who's going to be first. UGF Pandas stuck it out. The Heralds had a pretty bad week. Big Black Coffee took on the Dane Russell Wilsons. Dane Russell Wilsons actually put on a good show. They're looking up. Teriyaki Boys, like I said, crushing defeat to the Long Cons with Lamar Jackson coming in clutch for the boy. Other one, Mass Nuggets, India's prize. Mass Nuggets somehow winning. Don't even understand it. The Atlanta Clout Gurus, like I said, first positive in team history. They're looking up. The Rumplements, they're out there with the Bag Chasers. Eked out the win. Team Rare Bean kicked out Bucker. I barely know her. Looks like Bucker. I barely know he's really hurting for a win. And then I digs that with a week high of 156. Killing. Well, actually, not killing. Goddamn, that was a lot. Blue put up a lot of points that week. And are you not fucking entertained? This is a good 5 weeks right here, people. All right, let's go through our first matchup with the Heralds and Diggs that. So Diggs that 54% chance. Heralds 46% chance. Big things. Will Tua play? He's still on IR. We don't know what's going on. It's either Tua or Derek Carr for the Heralds. How healthy is Joe Mixon really? With Samaje Perine being out for COVID, we got the third string running back is going to be the backup for Joe Mixon if he goes down. Where does Darius Slayton fit in a broken Giants offense? A lot of key offensive players down on that offense. Where does he fit in? How's he going to do it? Cooper Kupp bounce back game. Cooper Kupp, I think he only had 11 points last week. We got to see how he's gonna do against that Giants defense this week. Next up, Teriyaki Boys versus Big Black Coffee. Things to look at. Will CMC play? And if he does, how long? CMC's still nursing that groin injury. I don't know if he's going to play this week. They say he should be good, but all it takes is one bad cut to tweak it back. Jacksonville D if Tua's back. Like I mentioned before, Tua is different than Jacoby Brissett, bro. They'll have an offense. So how does that Jacksonville D play if Tua does come back? Las Vegas performance with John Gruden. We all know about that. That's a little bit of a distraction. John Gruden was, calling people all sorts of things, not too good. And I don't know when that trade actually goes through. So Big Black Coffee traded away Darrell Williams for Amari Cooper. So does that trade go through this week? How does that affect this game? I guess we'll have to figure it out. The Dane Russell Wilsons against India's Pride. Little things to look at. Patterson on a bye. No backups. This man has no backup running backs. You can't see it, but there's nothing on that bench. I don't know what's going to happen there. Minnesota D against the Panthers team. Panthers are 2-2. They're trying to bounce back. Sam Darnold not having the best last two games. So we'll see if they're going to come into that game with a little fire under their ass. Next up, Long Cons, that insane win last week against Skip. Skip is really needing to win. They're not looking too great. But what I'm looking at right now, Baltimore, they've been in a couple shootouts already. Do we have another shootout in LA? LA's got that high-powered offense. Baltimore's got Lamar Jackson. We'll see. Another thing to look at, Lockett and inconsistency. And then now you get Gino at quarterback instead of Russell Wilson. That's going to be a big one. We'll see what happens with that. And then Skip with the crazy hookup with Devontae Booker here. Booker's going to be stepping in for Saquon Barkley. We all know his ankle looked like a fucking softball last week. So that should be very interesting for that game. Of course, they're playing the Rams, so Aaron Donald will be coming off the edge. But we'll see. We'll see how that fares. Next up, Mass Nuggets against the Atlanta Clock Gurus. Like I said, the Atlanta Clock Gurus having an amazing season, first time positive in franchise history. But they're going up against a tough team with the Mass Nuggets. The Atlanta is projected to win, but somehow the Mass Nuggets are always they're never out of it. Things to look at. Davis Mills pickup. Russell Wilson went down. DJ went down last week. We don't know if he's actually going to play. That concussion looked pretty gruesome. So I had to pick up Davis Mills off the waiver wire. I think it's a good pickup. They're going to be slinging the ball. They're not good. Bad teams throw the ball. Like I said, Guru's already looking good. Looking at Antonio Gibson here on the Mass Nuggets. How are him and JD going to split time? We know we have a Kansas City defense that's very porous against passing running backs and everything. Actually, just against the whole running back as a whole, as a unit. So we'll see how JD and Antonio Gibson split that up this week. Following that up, we got Butker I barely know her against the Miami Bad Chasers. Things to look at. Like I said, the Buckers need a win. They are not looking good. They're along with Skip. They have one win on the season. We gotta get something going in there. LAD against a hurt Giants. So like I said, starting wide receiver hurt for the Giants. Starting running back hurt for the Giants. Possibly starting quarterback hurt for the Giants. Kadarius Toney did step up in a big way. So we're gonna see how that pickup of the LA Rams D here is going to fare against that Giants offense. The Pitt D against the Seattle D, that was also a pretty good pickup by the Miami Bad Chasers right there. We'll see how that fares. We'll see if that Pittsburgh defensive line can get some pressure on Geno, maybe get some sacks. He doesn't have the escapability of Russ, so we'll see how that goes. Next up, we got the Romans against Blue Dabba. Which Jacksonville are we going to get this week? Are we going to get T-Law Clemson Jacksonville, or are we going to get fucking Urban Meyer grabbing co-ed's butts offense this week? Also, Juju is out. There's not a lot of depth on his bench either. He's got Juju out, and then he's got Mike Williams, and then he's also got Elijah Mitchell on a bye here. Blue doesn't have a lot of depth to plug and play here, so we'll have to see how that Juju being out will play out there. And then as well as Chris Carson. Will he play? He's still coming back off an injury. We don't know what's going to happen there. And then, so I think it's fair enough to be a pretty freaking great season here. Last but not least, we got Team Murbean against the UGF Pandas. And I think I'm just going to let this speak for itself. Actually, I'm not going to let it speak for itself. I'm going to let NSYNC speak for it. And with that, folks, that's your weekly recap. I'm glad to be here. And so, I'll see you.